Okay, so it's been a while. I needed to refresh my memory. If you're trying to figure out how to find your feed URL, and I specifically want to find an RSS2, this is from WordPress.org. So I'm going to come in and attempt a couple different ways to find the feed file. In this particular site, they have their permalink set up in such a way that I suspect the RSS2 feed is going to look like this. Although depending on how those the permalinks are set up, it might, in a more modern setup, it might look more like this for RSS2. So I'm kind of freewheeling here and just trying to figure out how to create a download link for an RSS feed on a different site, on an external site. So I'm going to give this a go. I'm just setting up a hyperlink here with what I think the RSS2 feed link probably is. Return that, and I've made this on a page, so I'm going to publish this on this transferable install, view the page, and I'm going to attempt to, for me, I'm on a Mac, double tap, it might be a right click if you've got a mouse, and then I'm going to download the linked file. And I'm hoping that will end up looking like an RSS download. And then come back to our dashboard, I'm going to run the inherent RSS importer, and we'll attempt to upload that file. Feed RSS, upload and import. Fingers crossed. There's been a critical error, so that's not good. Okay, so let's take a look at that file and see what we've got there. Not doing my taxes. Okay, so this does look like a feed file. That's good. Looks sort of long at first glance, but I'm visually eyeballing this. I'm kind of guessing that this is only 10 posts long. I don't think this is all of the content on this site. This is an XML file, so there might be an alternate way to import this. Might be able to do import it from WordPress version. So I'm going to give that a try. I'll choose the file. And actually, I'm going to rename that file. So it has an XML extension. Oops, I'm not sure if I saved that in the right spot. There it is. Choose. Sorry, this does not appear to be a WXR. Missing the invalid WXR extension version number. So let's see. Been a while. Doing all this on the fly. So let's just kick one out of our new site, and we'll just download the export file here. Then we'll copy some headers over and stuff like that, and see if that helps us get where we need to be. Open up the new thing that we just downloaded. So this be. I should also mention that the site that we're trying to pull in, it's an old site, probably running an old version of WordPress. So what I have here is a new version of WordPress, and this is what the XML file properly formatted should look like versus this channel Atom link. So there's probably some search and replace that needs to be done here. In addition to this, header needs to be corrected. So we'll just correct it. And excuse me. So let's see, so channel, we've got that. We can see that. Then we've got title, Atom link, this is something that should be probably just link. So, or maybe we just need to remove atom link. And we've got link description, link description. Last build date should probably be pub date. And then, I know they've got pub dates there. It's this first one maybe that's a little screwy. Or maybe we just need to get rid of all this stuff here. Because our items, our blog items down here, item, title, that looks good. It's these things here that probably aren't matching up. And they're also looking for some of this information here, the WXR version. So let's get that in there. So copy that. Oh, and then the category type stuff. So all these things here are kind of missing from the feed. The things that say, you know, what categories and tags you have set up on this site. I don't think we have any of that coming out of the feed. So that would all be missing when we pull it in. Let's save that and give it a quick try to see if it's enough. This is just a demo. I'm not trying to go through this with a huge level of precision. Just trying to get a rough working example. Aha, okay, so this is a good sign. They want us to map. Create a new user, import author, yeah. Download and import file attachments. It'd be great if it can bring in the images. Failed to import, invalid post type. So we're not quite there yet. Our post types aren't quite right. Item title. Item title matches up. Link. Link. Pub date. DC creator. Description. DC creator. I think we might have to manually put in some of these categories, possibly. It's a bit of a guess. And could just be a slightly invalid format too on the feed. There was a content encoded. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot wrong with this, to be honest, as I eyeball it. Maybe I need some stuff down here at the bottom. Probably, yeah. So let's see. All these things are missing, which might be on each of the posts that we have. So let's, or they might be missing. Yeah, so we're missing all this stuff down here. So, and it kind of needs to match up. So if you got a post ID of, we need to know the post ID, and do we get that out of the feed? We sort of do. We've got the GUID, which here is 59. So we could come in and eyeball that. And I believe our description is probably what they're thinking the excerpt is. So I'm going to try and shoehorn that in here. Post date, pub date. I don't know if I can copy paste that. I'm not sure if the format's the same. doesn't look it. Comment status closed, open, sample page. Parent. Our permalink structure is going to be different, so that's going to cause me a little bit of grief, maybe. Maybe I can just delete that. Don't care about menu orders. Okay, so I do have some more advanced tools that could rapidly map some of the stuff in, but they're expensive, and this is a more basic example. Let's first, sometimes it says failed and imports something partially. No, it did not. Okay, so still clean. We'll try and import one more time. Choose file. Feed XML. So we know we can get past that step already. It's the next step when it's parsing that stuff. Didn't. I was kind of hoping that it might succeed on this one, but it did not. Invalid post type. So what is our post type? Our post type is page here, and it should be post. So what happens if we just do copy that one out? I'm thinking our post ID and our post type is the key here that's missing. I'm going to try and put that in. Rough this in for all of these. So as I'm doing this, I'm guessing that it'd probably be easier just to scrape this site instead. Scraping is not a simple thing unless you've got the right tools for the job. Then it can be easier. Oh, look at this too. I've got it ending in RSS down here when it should end in XML, I believe. So what do we got up here? XML, RSS. How does this end? Does it end in channel? I should end like this. Let's make sure our feed file ends the right way. Channel, RSS. Oh, no, that's good. Okay. No problem then. There's a space at the end of it. That's fine too. Okay, so we've changed our post type. So let's back up and try this again. Still didn't like it, and it ended with just the one. Take a look in there. Oh, look at this. It says it failed. But it sort of pulled in some stuff, and it put a lot of it as draft. So what does this really mean? Well, that looks more successful than what we'd seen. So where did it go wrong? Maybe in the first one I put in the post ID. So in my file, as you may recall from watching me do this, and it might be obvious to you as you're watching me, sometimes when we attempt to do these things live, I can see I got a duplicate line there. And category, nice name. Got several categories that aren't mapping well. I know I can see here. So at a post level, this is identified in two different categories. Up here, where we define what categories are allowed on this site, I can see that we haven't defined category 2 for gadgets, or category 3 for innovation, or anything like that. So one potential problem. But from my previous scenario, oh, I thought it maybe it didn't save. I'm not seeing the information that I added in here. What did I? Okay, so let's see. Here we go. GUID, Tech Fortress, title. For the first one, so I screwed up, and I thought I added something at the bottom there. I put it at the bottom of the wrong post. So this one should have been at the bottom up here. So I had them slightly backwards. So this number 59 should go with, oh no, I did have it right. I just totally skipped the first one. I see. Okay, so here's post ID 31. So this should be 31. And publish, post. So then this one's 59. I had it right the first time. I just skipped one. Thought I had the first one, and I did not. So this was correct. And all those others probably went to draft because I didn't paste in all this other information. I just did the post. I didn't do the status. So I'm doing a little bit more work. This should be 48. And this next one is 63. And this next one after that is what? Where's the item? Oh, there it is, 66. And the one after that is 54. These might or might not be in order. And actually, since we're pulling from a feed, these might come in a reverse order. 34, yeah, this is counting down. Normally in an XML file, I believe it would count up. But we're using an XML file or we're using an RSS file and converting it to an XML, so it's, I think, going backwards. The next one's 51. Or maybe they just published it out of order. Maybe they had something as draft for a long time and then published it. Next one's 42. Sometimes we try to reality check these things, and we may or may not be able to truly do that because we don't know what someone else did. The next one, last one is 69. Okay, save that. Come over here. We'll delete everything and start fresh. So by the time we're done, we should end up with 10 pulled in. Going to import again. We're using the WordPress importer to pull in an XML file that we converted an RSS file from originally. We'll map our users. This isn't a perfect mapping. I'm going to map them all to Tech Fortress. All done. That's a good sign. Okay, pulled in. They all look published. So let's view one of these. So let's pulling in the images. Let's see, did it actually pull in this image, or is it copied the image link? So I'm going to copy image address, paste it up here. Looks like it did pull it in. Sometimes, I've seen this a long time ago. In the old days, sometimes it'd pull the image in, sometimes it'd pull the link in, kind of depended on what type of link they used when they set up their blog post. You'll notice my categories did not come in because I did not define any in that original XML file. But in theory, we've got 10 articles. I don't know how to advance it, iterate it back even further. I just don't know. But there might be a way to see those older feed items from that old site. So what are we? We're 10 deep, and I'm not sure. Let's try to take a count. So how's Google last two? They got 2 articles from April. Maybe 10's all they've got. 1, 2. So we had 2. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total from April and May. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 total. We're able to get 10 of the 14. Probably a copy paste fixes those others. We're only dealing with 4 categories here. So a little extra attention to detail in that XML file update could go a long ways. For the ones that we're missing, I'm guessing that's probably the last 2. So I'm guessing we don't have Kickstarter Thursday, or maybe we do. That kind of actually seems like one we did have. Let's see, which ones are we missing? Maybe we can figure out the order. Kickstarter Thursday, 2-wheeled edition. Kickstarter Thursday. Might have been a theme they had several times. 2-wheeled edition, so we've got that one. And these may or may not be in order because we didn't truly work those dates over super well. I don't think we have new iPad Slims down. 18-year-old something or other. We've got that. New iPad Slims down. Yeah, these are not in order because we didn't update all those publish dates in the XML file. But we could bring in those other 3 or 4 items. So it's close, but not all the way there. That's what I know about